Well, thanks for clicking on to the late edition of Vogan's European Outlook. We've well and truly switched the upper air pattern across the northern hemisphere. Of course, we've had the significant cooling and re-strengthening of the polar vortex, and we've seen the upper height field reverse from having strong blocking across the northern half of Europe, North America, and indeed Asia. We're now seeing low pressure replace that high, and of course we're seeing the response with oceanic air flooding, especially Europe at this moment in time. We've got very, very significant warmth to speak about across the western half of Europe, with temperatures reaching 16 Celsius this afternoon in the UK. We've seen temperatures as high as 20 degrees in parts of Germany, and we are going to continue to see that very mild conditions over the next several days. So you can see here, this is looking at the global picture here. You can see the parade of low pressure here across more northerly latitudes, and of course the high pressure further south. So we're pulling air in from the Pacific across North America, replacing bitterly cold air. It's taking its time, but it is starting to replace the cold air with mild Pacific air now. And of course we're seeing that across Europe also. Taking a look at this is actually the 2 meter temperature anomalies here across the planet. And it's quite interesting actually how, when you look at the 2 meter temperature anomalies and even the warmth at the moment across Western Europe here, if I kind of zoom in, you can see the amount of warmth across Europe. But we've got a lot of cold air across the northern half of Asia. We have seen, yes, granted, 25 Celsius, an outstanding temperature in Beijing, China. I think it was today. And we're seeing more record warmth in the next couple of days around parts of China. Where it's warmest, we have seen very cold weather this winter and record-breaking cold weather. So while we've seen minus 19 here about a month and a half ago across parts of northern China, including Beijing, we're seeing outstanding record warmth now. We've seen that across many parts of Europe, and indeed across parts of the United States and Canada as well. You can see here some very warm weather across Greenland as well. So, but when you actually factor in, the Arctic is running well but above normal. But, you can attribute that to the warm oceans releasing more water vapor into the atmosphere and causing the Arctic to be warmer than normal. But when you actually take into consideration the actual land mass itself, it's probably 50-50 in terms of warm and cold at the moment here. I think that may throw a spanner in some people's minds, because they think, well, don't bring in global warming, and I try not to, but certainly the La Nina is playing a role at the moment, and we have seen that over the course of the winter season. Whether we see the end of winter or not, that remains to be seen. The modelling has lost a lot of the cold for early March, but we'll wait and see what happens here. So that's it for today. Hope you have a great day. Back in the